let's talk a little bit about the peer support training, because that seems to be one of the really important aspects of what Growing Veterans does.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about how is that started and who's running that?
Okay, so right now, it started from an intern, actually. So they had the idea of trying to formalize what we're doing. So they would see peer support happening, but they couldn't really put their finger on what it was. They're like, okay, people are coming, they're feeling seen, they're feeling heard. Like, how can we make this into a training so that we can actually start to share the wealth? We can get this out into the communities, get more people that know how to support each other, not just veterans, but community members. Just how can we support each other better? And so right now we have a Navy pilot veteran. He did 26 years in the Navy. He is a Gallup Strengths Coach certified, and then he has his own consulting firm. And so luckily for us, because he's a veteran, he was able to partner with us, and he facilitates the peer support training. Amazing facilitator. And not only does he do this for us as a nonprofit, but then he also is doing this on the corporate side. And so he helps with leadership training, and he's just a very, very skilled facilitator.
So like typically if he was to offer this for like a for-profit service, do you know ballpark what he usually charges for this kind of training?
I mean, for a weekend course, I think it would be $10,000 to $15,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys are with him as a partner,
yes,
offering this for free for people who want to help veterans.
Yes. And so this training is absolutely free, and we're going to keep doing it free as long as financially we're able to.
So what's this fellow's name again?
It is Kevin Minahan.
All right. Sounds like a pretty swell fellow, that one.
Yes.
Okay. So what does this training look like? Like, is it just people sitting down in a circle and they're like, hey, when they're talking to you, make sure you don't interrupt them?
No, I wish it was that simple, but a lot of it is shared stories. So what we do is we come together, and then you give the general principles of just what different people experience through the military. So then we'll have speakers come in that have experienced military sexual trauma. We'll have them come and speak. What was that experience like? What did you not get? So then when you can see when people have gone through a very traumatic event and they didn't receive the proper care, they know what they're missing, and they can come and they can share with you. And these people are in a stable place, and they're able to say, hey, I'm going through my healing journey, but at the beginning, as a peer, this is what I needed. So you get these stories coming in from all different aspects of the military. And then as we're going through the training and we're kind of learning, like, what are things that we should say? So something that's really good that we'll tell people is tell me more. So when someone is telling you something, you ask them to tell you more, and then you're able to get them to dive deeper into it, and then having simple reflections. So as someone is sharing with you, you can reflect back or mirror back what they said, and then you can just say a simple thing like, I just want to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying, and then you mirror it back. And if you didn't hear exactly what they're trying to share, they can tell you.
Yeah, I remember that was something that I went through in my own training way back when, and they refer to it as recasting. Mm-hmm. And it's because oftentimes when you're dealing with someone, and this is something that they refer to in marketing even sometimes, I remember, where sometimes you need to help the client know what it is that the client actually wants, because sometimes the client's not sure. And so sometimes recasting it and having someone else say an idea helps you understand that idea in a fundamentally different way. And sometimes that's all you need, just to have that sounding board come back to you with, hey, is this your situation? Is this really your struggle? Is this really what you're facing right now? Or is there something else going on? Mm-hmm. That could be of immense value.
And then also it's just when you do that simple reflection and you get it right and you say back exactly what they're feeling or what they're going through, they are seen. And then they really feel like they are valued because you're taking time out of your day to listen. So just trying to create and cultivate those skills so that that can be pushed out, and then we can have a ripple effect. So as you are using these skills and trainings, you're able to then impact your family. And then maybe your kids are going to hear something, they're going to use that with their friends. And then, your spouse is going to use that in the workplace. And so we're able to just expand this training.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a silly example, but I'll throw my wife under the bus. Not under the bus, but she's made mention of it, about how like these weird little linguistic tricks or these little idiosyncrasies, the way that you think and how that's shown in your speech, that is almost infectious in a way. And we see this with like parents and kids all the time, both in good and bad ways. But if you have someone who's a really attentive listener, you learn those tells of how they're telling you that they're listening. And then oftentimes you start to reproduce that yourself. You see that with kids if they have belligerent parents who won't ever let the child finish an idea. Well, guess how that child is going to communicate with their peers? They're never going to let them finish their own thoughts. The amount of value then for someone who has lived a life of service in the military to be in a position where the world has slowed down enough that someone's giving you their full and undivided attention because they sincerely want to know. That must be something that just was not available frequently when they were on the field.
Yes. I mean, it's never available. And then if you are open and honest with what is actually going on or what you need help with, you're going to be in trouble. So it's like the stigma that we're trying to change. And that's what we're doing with our Whidbey location that's at the Green Bank Farm. We're trying to get some of the active duty guys to start volunteering out at the farm. That way we can start putting some of these safeguards and these wellness practices in place so that they don't hit the rock bottom and then we have to pull them up from there.
You give them the tools that they need to have a more gradual landing.
Yes. Yeah, to just know that, it's not going to be easy to transition out of the military. And anyone who says it's going to be easy is lying to you. But, yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, carry on.
No, and I was just going to say that, but we'll be there to walk with you and we'll be able to pick you up when you stumble.
So, at the risk of, I'm sure some listeners will listen to this and they'll have their opinions right away, but throwing an idea out to you, is the answer to this hard re-entry into regular society to just have more emotionally intelligent soldiers, to have the Army say, hey, you need people to express their feelings more often? Is that the answer to this?
I don't know what the answer is. It's a very complex question because how can you have an emotionally available, open soldier do something that is going against the laws and rules that they grew up in for their entire life?
Yeah. It's one of those things where you can't have your cake and eat it too, I suppose.
No. So what is the right answer is I think there are people that are going to need more in-depth, immediate help while they're in service, and offering a way to where we're doing a compromise to where everything is not touchy-feely, but there is somewhere that you can go and talk with someone, and then they can evaluate whether you are a safety risk or you're able to go back to duty. Not that if you talk to someone, you're a safety risk and you're off duty.
Gotcha.